I've had a busy 6 days. Since Friday, I've been trying to write this paper. It's a nice paper, you know. It's just, I haven't sent it off. I'm going to send it off after this video. It makes more clear how we see reality, you know, in terms of quantum mechanics. And the byproduct of this paper is I actually finally think I know how a magnet seems to pull iron. But so I have nothing really set up. So let's talk about Trump and his enemies, you know. And you're going to ask, why is the scientist talking about Trump and his enemies? You know, obviously I do science, you know, whenever I can. I'm not part of the establishment scientists. Though in quantum physics, I've done quite a fair bit more than a huge chunk of the quantum physicists who are part of the establishment, as in terms of individual contributions. And, you know, what have I contributed in science? Well, I showed everything is in a relationship, and all these relationships, not only are they random, but they cost energy. And that goes all the way up, you know, to things, galaxies. You know, I showed the common properties of things. You know, the common properties of quantum phenomena, which exaggerate up into this reality, galaxies, including humans, you know. But the thing about relationships, it was fantastic, you know, and the cost, it was nice to see the costs, you know, the energy cost, and we're working out the equation, the free energy equation. Oh, this one I worked it out myself. Oh, it's very different from the concept here because you can see the changes in the free energy. It's more dynamic, should I say. So I got that. And I mentioned this to stuff like, I remember INET, some Institute of New Economic Thinking, something like that. It's a George Soros thing. They opened a big event in Toronto, and I was invited somehow. They got my name from someone. Yeah, I was very active on the internet, you know. Yes, so anyway, I mentioned it to INET, you know, and after I mentioned it to INET, I even got an interview with the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, and I mentioned it there. And been active on the internet, you know, with all these hounds trying to get you. This guy who used to run the Guardian science page on some scientific internet, but Guardian had his, you know, the Guardian newspaper had its own science section, and this guy was he would mix and max with everybody. You know, this is after or before the interview with CBC, I don't know. And he said, "Oh wow, this is good stuff. I'll try and do something." Then a week or two later, he got back to me and says, "No. The editorial committee said no. And the next thing, my interview is brought down. I remember a week before my interview was brought down, I phoned this Pan-Africanist. You know, he pretends, he pretended to be close to me. And I told him, you know what? Since I wrote everything's in a relationship, that stuff, it's just going up on the internet, and no one is actually saying it's from me. They said, "Oh no, okay, fine. I'll do something. Come present to my group." And I presented to his group. There were him, you know, it was mostly Pan-Africanists and a couple of whites there, you know, white liberals in the back. This lady came running out. And 2 days later, my interview was brought down, and Lee Smolin was talking. But that's my shit. I just went to this Pan-Africanist to say, hey, buddy, these people are stealing my stuff. And then everything clicked about these people. You know, the liberal social engineer and their allies. Their allies being the desperate black liberal, desperate to seem intelligent, the best, desperate Pan-African, desperate to seem intelligent. But they have to steal, you know, and so they have to allow this theft. What do they all have in common? The George Soroses, the Rockefellers, CBC, Smallins, the black liberals, the Pan-Africanists, they all hate Trump. Now, the funny thing about a Pan-Africanist, when they take your deeds, they will go and talk to people about building black people. Can you see how lunacy this is? When the Smallins take your deeds, they'll say, no, but we want no blacks in quantum physics. As they're robbing you. I mean, these are highly evil people. Highly evil. No, there is no other word now. We have to say, no, these are evil people. Evil. Not only are they hypocritical, but it's a calculated hypocrisy of evil. So now you've got the black scientists who can't discover. Smallin, I mean, this guy, they probably told him as a kid, you know, you're going to be the smartest guy. So that, and it's even written in the Bible, you know, how smart you are. Look in the Old Testament, Jews #1. So to Soros and Smallin, there's no way they can allow a black to be seen to discover. I mean, you are talking about the powers that be pulling down an interview from a government institution. And see the people who are happy about it? They all hate Trump. Isn't that the strangest thing? They accuse Trump of being so evil, but here's a man taking another black person's deed and saying, let's build up blacks. I mean, how crazy is this? You got these liberals running everywhere with, oh, we've got grants for blacks, but this black is not allowed to discover. But he has. And in quantum physics, CBC and its followers discover, or maybe not alive, maybe improve on things, you know, like improve on gadgets, but discover, nah. So they can't stand that, but they'll have programs for it and put money into it. You understand? These are the Trump haters. But for me, I believe in liberty because I don't believe in this kind of hypocrisy. I don't believe I can build up anyone by robbing members of the people I'm saying I'm going to build. Because I want to seem intelligent when I'm stupid. It's obviously you're stupid, that's why you have to steal that. And stupid does not mean you're not intelligent or not capable. It just means you're stupid. Then you're going to go around lying. So, I don't know what to say. But I said, if Trump stood here and a Pan-Africanist, but the Pan-Africanist is a proven entity to have robbed me. A proven entity to have robbed my mind and then say they're building up blacks. A white liberal is a proven entity to have robbed me. And then say that we want nice worlds, you know. Oh, shut up, man. Stop lying all the time. You are destroying. So Lee Smallins has already taught his grandchildren to rob. So that they're destroying me so that their grandchildren can walk around like the Lynn. Can walk around with their grandparents' empty deeds that didn't belong to them. Such is life. Well, you make up your own mind about Trump and his enemies.